Good morning, good morning. Maybe you're a little overdressed.
Anything else?
You got the new heater.
Hey,
They fix it, look, they fix the seal.
Just walked in off the street.
It's interesting, two parashiyot in Sefer Bereshit. Parashat Chayei Sarah is talking about the death of Sarah. Parashat Vayechi is talking about the death of Yaakov. Vayechi Yaakov, הוא הולך למות עכשיו. Life is not the pizza or the cowboy steak, neither Florida. What? Eli, I warned you it's warm, Eli.
yeah, I know. Had to have it.
So we told that
Thanks.
we point out here like that Vayechi el Chayei Sarah, talking about the death of Sarah or Yaakov. Vayechi. So Yaakov basically is reaching here his mission. Yaakov realized 17 years he's unaware that the Galut begins, but those 17 years are mission accomplished.
So he knows there's a galut coming. He knows
He knows, but he's unaware that being
When?
there is
The galut started while Yaakov was
when it's
alive.
going to start.
no. Rashi says as he died, as Yaakov died. Look at the parasha. Look at the parasha. Parasha starts with Vayechi. Every other parasha that you have, look a second. Rashi says the parasha is parasha stuma. Yes? Every parasha is patuach satum. The entire parasha is.
He's saying things started bad things started to happen here. But until all the
In a very quiet way. In a very quiet way.
But what happened in Sarah's case?
The point is that life begins the minute they put you in the box.
That's when life begins.
Vayechi. This is Chaim. Chaim is if you fill up your life with content. If you remember by Abraham died, it says Zaken Usvayamim. What is Zaken Usvayamim? He took to the grave every day of his life.
but he took 180 years to his
But
his
this
grave.
is the
He
point.
took 180, not 175.
The point is that he took, if a person fulfills his mission, so every day he's doing what he's supposed to do.
And yet Baba, I mean,
Vayechi,
Baba,
this is Baba Yamin, he brings the days with him. He asked many people today, he was playing tennis. I found all of it.
That's the
Yes, tomorrow is really. Today you did the chesed. Anyway, he wanted to know. The Abu Draham, I bet Yosef, please, Sammy, the Abu Draham says, if Sarah B'Tevet would fall on Shabbat, today we take another Chumash from them. Every day Chumash from them. Abu Draham says that if a Sarah B'Tevet would fall on Shabbat, we would fast on Shabbat. So the Khatam Sofer, based on that, wants to say, Khatam Sofer wants to say every fast day, Tisha B'Av, Shiva Tammuz, is to commemorate the past. So Sarah B'Tevet, אומר Khatam Sofer, כל שנה צריכים להחליט, is this year of the Geulah or next year or what? Who אומר that this is the day. Since this is the beginning of the Churban, this is the day that the king, right, put a siege over Yerushalayim. This is the beginning. Every day we have to decide, are we finishing it or not? The way Khatam Sofer says, it's Yom Adin on the Galut and the Geulah. This is why if this would fall on Shabbat, we have to fast. Why? Because we are looking for the future. Remembering Tisha B'Av is to commemorate the past, learn us from the past, and let's continue. But Sarah B'Tevet, he says, it's how is the future? I mean, remember, I told you, Rabbi Yagen, when his life came to an end, he spoke in Tehran in the summer, he was dying already from cancer. He said, I know last year on Rosh Hashanah that this is it. His Amidah would be 2 hours, but I didn't know. I prayed the regular Amidah. Says the Khatam Sofer, every year, ככה הוא אומר, שזה ההסבר I mean, if you look at the language of the Selichot also, the language is not only what will happen, the language is begging for the future.
The Selichot are different on Asara B'Tevet than the other.
And if you really pay attention to look a second.
That reason Sandak doesn't, I thought Jack would be fasting today.
We have to ask the rabbi what will happen if he's in Sandak and Shiva Sametamut.
Yeah, I was wondering.
There are two minagim anyway.
I fasted. My son's Milah was Yud Zayin with the Muslim.
Oh, here it is. He
I
fasted.
fasted.
Okay, yeah. So we spoke already this week that Yaakov is making Yosef promise and swear that he's going to take him out of Mitzrayim and to bury him. And the Ramban says that mainly the reason was that Parosh was not a deity. Look a second at page 270. Be'ata, it says, remember, Hashem promised me, he says, that another tribe is going to come out of me. I'm giving you the gift, and I'm splitting you yourself to two, right? In reality, what did Ephraim and Menashe gain by becoming two Shvatim? As far as land, they got nothing. Look at the Rashi. Rashi says, look at the Rashi. Look at the Rashi, Pasuk Vav, on the right side, the third line. ואף על פי שנחלקה הארץ למניין גולגלותם. Which means if Yehuda is 54,000, the piece of land that he got was enough to occupy 54,000. If I'm making it up, if Dan is 34,000, he got a smaller piece. So what difference does it make to yourself if he gets two Shvatim or one?
Well, maybe based on population. But still, there was a section for them because there's 12 sections and Levi doesn't get.
ואף על פי שנחלקה הארץ למניין גולגלותם כי דכתיב לרב תרבו נחלתו וכל איש ואיש נטל בשווה. Every member of every tribe got the same. The location obviously is different. But when you split, it says Rashi, בכל מקום לא נקראו שבטים אלא אלו. What you gain is you have your own shevet. להטיל גורל למניין הארץ, למניין שמות השבטים. As they are making a גורל, ונשיא לכל שבט ושבט, each tribe, מנשה and Ephraim, has נשיא ושבט ודגלים זה לזה. To us, it looks like external.
But Rabbi Prague,
He didn't get really anything more.
This is what it says. Size-wise, money-wise, they didn't get anything more, but they stand on their own feet.
but Rabbi Prague,
No, everyone actually noticed.
48 states, 47 states.
Yes, yeah, I'm listening, yeah.
I don't understand. He makes Yosef at the beginning of the that makes so much problems that he favors Yosef, and now he goes ahead. What was the whole purpose of giving these Shvatim and splitting it? Why didn't he split Zvulun? Why did he split?
From Hashem. Rashi says it's from Hashem.
It said,
Why do you think this?
Rashi, no, but Rashi says Hashem told me. Look a second.
He's giving yourself a bechorah.
Look at the Rashi, David in Pasuk Dalet. When it had Bisrani, Hashem told me, שעתידים לצאת ממני עוד קהל ועמים. קהל ועמים. Yes? Goy אמר לי על בנימין, בנימין was not born, so this was a promise, another child.
Yeah.
קהל גויים הרי שניים, לבד מבנימין, ושוב לא נולד בן. This is Yaakov's judgment. He knows that לימדני שעתיד אחד משבטיי להיכלה. Hashem hinted me that one of my children is going to split. ועתה, אותה מתנה, that gift, אני נותן לך.
Wow, so I didn't know,
They have
I
big
thought
shows.
Yosef, I thought you told him it was Yosef. He had a choice.
But he
He
wanted
could
to
have said
also,
Zvolun, he could
Yeah.
have said it.
Yeah.
but he wanted to give Bechorah, no, the Bechor gets twice, so he's
But
trying to get
but
back,
he doesn't get twice anyway.
no, meaning a double,
This is-
shevet.
But this is what he's telling you. This, to us, it looks like very in semantics, it's only kavod. But Bashvatim, to be considered a shevet, when you carry the Aron of Yosef, you have a special place to carry it, etc., etc.
But why these two? I don't understand. There's so many other children and
Because
grand.
of Yosef, it's not these two, it's because of Yosef. It's only Yosef, and nothing to do with Ephraim and Menashe. It's only because it's Yosef. The challenges that he had, the way he overcome it, the way he treated the brothers, the way he supported the family, he deserves the.
Maybe Nasi has got an extra vote. Do they have like a voting by the Nasi? Because we have two Nasi here instead of one.
Look a second, and pursue Yud. It's an important lesson. We mentioned it last night. All the commentators speak about it. בעיני ישראל כבדו מזו כדי יוכל לראות. So physically Yaakov is unable to identify who stands in front of him. ויגש אותם אליו, Yosef is handing over his children, וישק להם, he's kissing them, ויחבק them. The commentators, mainly the Sforno, says, in order to give someone a bracha, you really have to connect. If you are able to see, seeing connects you to a person. ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם, or the opposite, yes? Here that Yosef, Yaakov is unable to see, hugging and kissing. Then, this is why he's putting his hands on him, why you have to put the hands, do the blessing, yes? You have to connect. You have to connect. Let's see why is Yaakov switching, and instead of putting his right hand on Menashe, who is the older, look a second at Rashi. Rashi says, look at Pasuk 17. After he gives them the blessing, וירא יוסף כי ישית אביו יד ימינו על ראש אפרים, he puts his right hand on Ephraim, וירא בעיניו, he felt bad, ויתמוך, trying to support his father's hand, to remove it from Ephraim. ויאמר יוסף אל אביו, לא כי זה הבכור, שים ימינך על ראשו. וימאן אביו, as Yaakov did it knowingly and deliberately, ויאמר ידעתי בני, ידעתי. גם הוא יהיה לעם, מנשה is going to become a nation, וגם הוא יגדל. ואולם, אחיו הקטון יגדל ממנו, וזרעו יאמר, what goes on? Look at the Rashi.
Another tough situation. Actually.
Says Rashi פסוק 19, ידעתי בני שהוא הבכור, גם הוא יהיה לעם. מנשה is going to produce Gideon, which was one of the שופטים, ואולם, אחיו הקטון יגדל ממנו, שעתיד יהושע לצאת ממנו, שינחיל את הארץ וילמד תורה לישראל. Okay, this is names we know, but basically Menashe and Ephraim represents two types of real good Jews. There are some people like Menashe that are constantly working on behalf of the Jewish community. Some people that are going to Washington, some people who are going to the government. This is Menashe. Ephraim comes every day to learn with his grandfather. It says Ephraim for the future of Am Israel, the Ephraim are more important than Menashe, even though you do need Menashe. You understand that by the end of the Megillah ends up, כי מרדכי היהודי גדול היהודים ורצוי, לרוב אחד. למה לרוב אחד? למה לא לכל אחד? למה? Says the Gemara in Megillah that the Sanhedrin of 71 were unhappy that he stayed in Washington. They understood that Mordechai stepped out to help the people. The crises are over. The crises are over, yes? Why aren't you coming back? I understand you Washington. This is the Gemara.
Coming back where? To
To
Israel?
the Sanhedrin.
Or to San
But he stayed now as an emissary of the Jewish
Achashverosh.
community. You know, it's close to.
But the Sanhedrin is where?
So ישבו על בשושן.
גלות, no?
נכון, נכון. it says that מרדכי came from the גלות to here. סנהדרין נוהגת בארץ שבחוץ לארץ.
כן, אבל איפה היו?
לא,
ממש איפה היו?
מסתם היו בשושן. לא יודע בדיוק איפה. But the pasuk emphasizes, listen to something really fascinating here. Look at it. He's blessing the children. Simcha Elohim Ephraim v'Manasseh. We said last night, but everyone is a Sarah B'Tevet. If you go through Sefer Bereshit, every older brothers in Sefer Bereshit are fighting. Cain and Hevel, Ishmael and Yitzchak. This is the first. How come Yaakov is told by his son, remove your hand? Ephraim, Manasseh should have said, Grandpa, I'm open.
Oh.
Yaakov realized that he's happy for his brother. Here, this is the blessing, Yesimcha Elohim Ephraim v'Manasseh. Every father,
Love it, Rabbi.
kids,
Love that.
blesses his kids. This is the only pair of brothers. He's happy. Why didn't he say anything? It's beautiful. Just a group. Look at the pasuk. Look at the pasuk. Okay, I'll tell you, it's very interesting. After Yaakov is giving all the blessings, look at it now. The pasuk concludes. After he gave the last blessing, look at 282. After he finishes with Binyamin, said, "Tishma davar pele," כתוב, "ויברך אותם איש אשר כברכתו וברך אותם." מה זה איש אשר כברכתו? Please read the English translation.
28.
All these are the tribes of Israel, 12. And that this is what the father spoke, what their father spoke to them, and he blessed them. He blessed each according to his appropriate blessing.
What does it mean? He blessed each according to his appropriate blessing. Here, it says in Netziv, listen carefully what Netziv says in Netziv, if you give someone a blessing, pick on something that is doing good, and the blessing is, should do better. Don't take a guy in business and tell him, I hope you'll obey the Kolel, or don't take a guy in the Kolel and tell him I have to do the business. Yes? Ish kebirchato means every bracha that Yaakov gave each one. He says, go back to 274. Before the Jeb would be, but this is very appropriate to Jeb. Jeb is a Sadat. Look at the pasuk Becha. Look at 272 on the bottom and going to 273. ויברכם ביום ההוא לאמור ברך יברך ישראל לאמור. זה ממתי? מה זה? ברך יברך ישראל לאמור. Look at יונתן בן עוזיאל. יונתן בן עוזיאל says ברך יברך ישראל ביום המילה. I told Jack last night by phone, make sure that while you're holding the baby, you say, now the question is, why then? Says the Netziv twice, says the Netziv, the day of the brit, you can go here or there. This is Kebir Chato, you understand? A kid should grow. Ephraim and Manasseh, see two kids grew in the same house. Manasseh became the right-hand man of Yosef. Ephraim went every day to learn for 17 years with the grandfather. Yes. וחי יברך ישראל לאמור, תסתכל ביום הדמהות, ביום הדמהות.
Since that's the day that it's deciding which road he's going to take.
I'm giving you a blessing that you should
both.
grow based on your amazing potential.
Whatever it is, whether in Torah or whether in Askaniyut.
עכשיו תראה דבר מאוד יפה.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. Let's go. I saw yesterday, after I prayed Rabbi, I saw an old man giving a blessing to someone, a young man. Says God should help you to reach your potential and mission. You ever hear anyone giving a blessing like this? Touch me, yes? Everyone loves to hear you. My blessing to you is recognize what you have, build on it and continue.
The way that it's seen is learning. It's a general. I don't know what your future is.
Because it says this is why Yonatan ben Uziel says that the Yom HaMilah you are giving this bracha is because this is the day you enter officially the Jewish community. The Simcha Elohim K'Ephraim the B'nai Hashem.
Rabbi, who is Yaakov blessing? May God make you like Ephraim and Asher. Who is the blessing here?
Every Jewish father means you and your grandchildren to your own grandchildren.
Who is he blessing in the parasha? Where?
Becha Yevarech Israel. For the next 3,000 years, every Jew gives a blessing to another Jew or to his children. The bracha should be Becha Yevarech Israel. This is what he's saying.
So he blessed them that day, saying,
Becha Yevarech Israel. Becha. You should be the model of every blessing that the Jewish father. By Ashkenazim, every Friday night, the father takes every kid, son and daughter. This is what we say. Simcha Elohim K'Ephraim B'B'nai Hashem. This is the blessing. And I blessed my granddaughters, my grandsons in the day of the wedding. Yes. What did I say? Simcha Elohim K'Ephraim B'B'nai Hashem. This is what they're telling us to bless kids.
Why is it Becha?
Whatever you want, the regular brachot, the outfit, this is.
But why is it Becha?
So this is what we said before.
Talking to Yosef.
Those children are a model how we would like Jewish kids to look in the future.
Wouldn't it be proper to say Bachem?
But the Becha, because they came out of Yosef.
One model.
Becha emphasizes they are children of Yosef. Another interpretation of that is, listen carefully, all the 11 Shvatim grew up in Israel. They grew up under the wings of Yaakov. Many of them saw Yitzchak. These two are the only ones that grew in Egypt. Yaakov is blessing every Jewish father when our kids are in Galut. They should be like Ephraim and Manasseh that became the regular Shvatim, not being in Israel all their lives, and not seeing Yitzchak, not seeing. I mean, to us, it doesn't mean a lot, but when I went to elementary school, most of my classmates were children of Holocaust survivors. They didn't have anyone. You start from scratch. Many Hungarians came to America. They start from scratch. K'Ephraim and Manasseh. This is the second and 274.
Nobody had grandparents.
What?
Nobody had
No good thing.
Sammy, one of my earliest memories, I was in 6th grade. I had a good friend. They told me, I came to my house and I introduced my grandmother to him. I'll never forget. Says to me, do you have a grandfather? This is everyone has. Says to me, any sabab, any safta, any dod, any shulchan. And my parents, two survivors, אנחנו לא חושבים על זה, אתה מבין מה זה, תמיד זאת אומרת, the ברכה is in every generation, wherever you are, if you start a family, ויקרא יעקב לבניו ויאמר האספו. If you have your 12 children around your bed, what is האספו? האספו ואגיד עליכם, תקשיב דבר מעניין מאוד. Then he says again, יקבצו, you see, פסוק א', פסוק ב'.
It really means listen.
אז למה הוא אומר, המילה
Gather.
לאסור.
It's together. It's who's to gather around.
תשמע מה שהם אומרים. The real commentator, the Shlach, 400 years ago says, the only time the blessings are going to work is if you are really together.
Yeah.
תשמע איזה יופי. Says the Shlach, at the end of the parasha, Yaakov died. The children are coming to Yosef and told him, your father told us before he died. Okay, so according to Rashi, they fabricated the story. לפני השלום. Says the Shlahir, אביך ציווה לפני מותו. This is it. Our father told us on his deathbed, yes, he covered two. This is the message that he gave each one of us, is as fully he covered two. I mean, we can see it in our generation in Israel, we saw it through the years. This is the Achilles heel, this is Be'emet, what Asara B'Tevet is. Be'emet is Asara B'Tevet. Now, going back to your question before, Larry, look a second at the bracha that he gives Yosef. To realize that Yosef gets more than anyone. Okay, so, but let's focus on the last sentence he gives Yosef. Page 282, Pasuk 26. ברכות אביך גברו על ברכות הוריי, אומרת אלוהים של הסקל, עד תאוות גבעות עולם, שיהיינה לראש יוסף ולקודקוד נזירך. Please read the English.
26. The blessings of your father surpassed the blessing of my parents to the endless bounds of the world's hills.
Can you imagine what he's telling you? For Yosef, yes?
Your blessings will be greater than Yitzchak and Abraham. Is what he's
Yeah,
saying.
he got from his own
They
parents.
gave me. Why? Why is that? Look at the last sentence. ולקודקוד נזירך. מה זה נזיר? נזיר, we know what נזיר. It's says the Chafetz Chaim, the fact that you were taken away from your family to Egypt and you were able to become Yosef is like a Nazir. A Nazir separates himself. Beautiful. So the reason why I'm telling you, yes, the reason why I'm telling you that your blessings are going to be over and over, yes, is because Nazir Echad. The challenges that you had, made you much
Make you greater.
Yeah, I told you last
Battle tested.
week that the Chafetz Chaim can say this is not the pshat. He says when Yaakov found out that Yosef is alive, he says, "Let me see b'terem amut." Okay, so normally it means, while I'm alive, let me see. Shema מה שחפץ חיים אומר. Chafetz Chaim says, Yaakov believed that up there in the heavenly court, he wouldn't be able to see Yosef because his challenges made him much bigger than he is. So he says, "Erenu b'terem amut," challenges are making people much bigger. This is exactly what he's telling him here. This is exactly what he's telling him here. One more is, look a second on this. You realize, even if he is rebuking, if you listen carefully, he's rebuking by pointing out you have many, many qualities, but sometimes you misuse it. For instance, look a second on Shimon and Levi. Remember, he's talking here about the Hashmonaim, he's talking about Shimshon, but look a second on Shimon and Levi.
So dumb.
That's on.
Look at 276.
Yeah.
It's not a rebuke, he's knocking him down with a fist. Shimon ולוי אחים כלי חמאס לכורותיהם. It's an English translation.
Their weaponry is a stone.
Pharaoh pay him actually.
בסודם אל תבוא נפשי בקהלם אל תחד כמודי. Later, when Shimon becomes Zimri ben Salu, I'm not there. כי באפם הרגו איש, וברצונם יקחו שוד. They killed the people of Shechem. Arur Apam is cursing the zealousness. Achalkem beYaakov. I mean, every word here is basically very, very harsh and strong. And he concludes, Achalkem beYaakov, Afitzem beYisrael. Look at the Rashi. Achalkem beYaakov, Afridem ze mize. I'm separating them. שלא יהיה לוי במניין השבטים והרי הם חלוקים. דבר אחר, says רש"י, אין לך עניים וסופרים ומלמדי תינוקות אלא משמעון, כדי שיהיו נפוצים. רש"י says historically, the סופרים or the עניים are from Shimon. Why? She says, the question is if you are cursing the zealousness, you're telling Shimon to become a Rabbeinu of all. As Rabbi Kamenetsky is something very deep. He's not telling them you're bad. You misused what you have. Being zealous is amazing.
Channel
But you were too young and you went to decide on your own to do to Shem and to take it and use it correct. It says if you follow Shimon and Levi, Levi changed since then. Mila Hashem Elai, Vayasfola B'nei Levi. Chet HaEgel, Levi was not there. Chet HaMeraglim, Levi is not there. Shimon is going down. The peak was, of course, by Zimri ben Salu. So this is what Rabbi Kamenetsky says. But the commentator says, Achartem Yaakov, every tribe, every person needs sometimes to be brazen, to be, but the biggest problem,
Time and a place.
the biggest problem when kids go to Israel, a kid comes back and you see that externally changed, might be good, sometimes it's very dangerous. It's like a spring, taking you like this. Where is the balance? Everyone has to know what he is, to know what the balance is. But this is the Achalkem Yaakov. This should be distributed. Have an easy fast today that we are in the schools. I'm going to go to the
Shabbat shalom, Rabbi. Shabbat shalom.
Baruch everyone. Have a meaningful fast. Very interesting.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.